What's up, guys? Lucky Locks here, back with another video. This is going to be for Bellator 265, Czech Congo versus Serge KHARITONOV. And my apologies, I couldn't get like a full length video up on this week, guys. I just got a little bit busy, and I didn't really love the card from a betting standpoint, so I decided to kind of allocate my time to PFL this week. But yeah, I'm just going to go through and do a quick picks for each fight. The first ones, there's not a whole lot to go off of. It's kind of low level stuff, but we will talk about all of them, get a pick out for all of them, and all that good stuff. So let's get right into the fights. Kicking off this Bellator card, we have Corey Mogenberg and Bailey Schoenfelder. So Mogenberg, I mean, he's going to be the smaller man in this fight. He's 1-2 overall, and I mean, his amateur record isn't. Well, I shouldn't say that. He was 3-1 as an amateur, so not bad. That was 2015, the last time he fought there. Then he fought in 2016. It was against Brendan Allen. Granted, in his pro debut, that's a tough one. So he did drop that one, and then he had a win over a 0-1 guy in 2018, and then 2019 he lost to Logan Woods, who was 1-0 at the time. And now, 2 years later, he's coming in here against Bailey Schoenfelder. I just don't know if this is going to be an ideal match for him. I mean, Schoenfelder's 6'3". He only has one pro fight, no amateur experience, went straight to the pros, and was a 22nd knockout. So there's really not a lot to go off of here. Do I love Bailey Schoenfelder at the huge number that he's at? Not really. I mean, we just don't really know that much about this matchup, but I think that he's pretty clearly, if you were going to pick someone here, you got to go with Bailey Schoenfelder. I personally don't feel like laying that, minus 600, minus 700 number on him, but I do think that he's probably the play here, so that's going to be my pick. And moving on to the next fight here, we have Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and Devin Fisher. So for The Rock, he's 5-2. He's a pretty decent favorite here. Devin Fisher is 4-8. Obviously, I don't really think I have to say too much about who I think's gonna win this one. Also, watching weigh-ins, I just felt like Dwayne Johnson looked, in much better physical shape. He started his career off with 4 straight wins, then had 2 losses. One of them was to Austin Jones, split decision loss on LFA. Then had another decision loss against a debuting fighter, and then just earlier this year, he had a 30-second knockout over a 3-7 Raymond Gray. So, I mean, he doesn't seem unreal. His amateur career was pretty good. He was 8-2 there. And, this is more just, I don't really think that Devin Fisher is going to have much for him. He has had some tough fights, actually, when you really look into it. Like, he had fights against Deron Wynn and Austin Hubbard, 2 UFC fighters. But yeah, as an amateur, this guy was 5-9. He's 4-8 as a pro. I just really don't see how you can, confidently or even somewhat confidently think he's going to beat Dwayne Johnson here. So once again, it's a little sketchy because it's lower level stuff, but I do think that Dwayne Johnson should roll pretty easily in this one, and I like this pick a lot better than that Schoenfelder pick as well, actually. Now moving on to Archie Colgan and Ben Simmons. So Colgan is a wrestler out of Colorado. He's going to be a little smaller than Simmons is here, but I also think he's going to be a lot better. So he was supposed to have Devin Fisher, who obviously is, obviously got rescheduled a little further up on the card there, or down, I should say. And then he was going to fight CJ Randall. That fell out too. So now he's got Ben Simmons, a 3-2 guy who's, probably coming off the couch for this one. He definitely didn't expect to be fighting here, I don't think. And yeah, he's got a tough one in Archie Colgan here, a guy that Bellator obviously is trying to push. He was 3-0 as an amateur, then comes on to LFA, gets 2 finishes, a KO and a submission. And I think that he's probably going to finish Ben Simmons in this one. Ben Simmons is 3-2. And those 2 losses, granted, Tyler Ray and Ramiz Brahimaj, so those are, are tough fights. I don't know if I would feel super confident picking Colgan in either of those either, but it's just like, I don't know, man. I don't think that Ben Simmons is going to have much for him. I feel like Colgan's going to be able to use that wrestling and just basically do what he wants. I will admit that Simmons does have a little bit of jiu-jitsu, so I'll have to be careful, but he's got 2 subs and he's been subbed 2 times as well, so I feel like Archie Colgan's going to be able to have his way. I feel like he gets a finish probably via some ground and pound in this one, so that's going to be my pick. So that's going to bring us to Mike Hamill and Bryce Logan. And Mike Hamill, this is an interesting matchup. I'll just say this first of all. It's kind of the battle of the Arizona MMA gyms. We got Mike Hamill out of the MMA lab, Bryce Logan out of Fight Ready, and should be a really good fight. Mike Hamill's a guy that I actually really like despite the 7-5 record. Those losses were Usman or Mogenberg. Gave him a pretty decent run for his money there. Adam Boric took him all the way to a split in that one. Really good run for his money with Adam Boric. Lost to Bruno Souza on a disqualification. He's a really good featherweight prospect coming out of LFA. He's going to be fighting for the LFA Featherweight Championship pretty soon. Jordan Winsky, that's a Bellator fighter now. Tonino Gavino, really good power puncher on the LFA, on the national regional scene. And he actually caught him with a first-round KO there, which, it happens. It's Tonino Gavino. And other than that, he was 5-0 before those fights, and he had 2 wins kind of in the middle of that rough patch there. And Mike Hamill's pretty good, man. He's pretty fast, pretty tough, pretty durable. Bryce Logan, though, good wrestling base, fighting out of Fight Ready. I think I'm probably going to lean towards Bryce Logan in this one, but I do think that Mike Hamill has a good chance. Logan was on a 3-fight win streak before losing to Karahanyan in his last fight, which was last November. And, other than that, he's been pretty solid. Lost to Grant Dawson back in 2016. That's not bad. Lost to DeMarcus Jackson in 2018. Split decision. And then was choked out by Nate Andrews in 2019. So I do like Bryce Logan. I feel like this is going to be maybe a close one, but I just like Bryce Logan's skill set to get it done. I have no money on this one or anything like that, but if I had to pick, I'm going to go with Bryce Logan here. So now we have Fabio Aguiar and Taylor Johnson here at middleweight. This is a really interesting matchup. Fabio Aguiar, his one loss was to Bruno Silva, the big Bruno Silva, not the flyweight, who we saw on UFC, get a win not too long ago at all with a pretty vicious ground and pound knockout. So that was his loss. And, he was 17-1 up until this year in April when he fought Khalid Murtazaliev, and he was defeated by unanimous decision there. And that was the first fight he'd had in 3 years. He almost 3 years, I should say. He last fought in December of 2018 before that against Maicon Douglas. And he really hasn't fought too many names, if any at all, really, on the Brazilian regional scene. And, 3-year layoff, comes back against Murtazaliev, and, who's a grappler, and he loses that one. And Taylor Johnson is a wrestler, too, who's going to be looking to just to get him down. The thing that puts me off of Taylor Johnson a little bit is that gas tank. That scares me a bit. He did look tired against Lance Wright. He was, fortunate to get that finish there. I feel like it could have gone south had he continued for, had the fight continued for another 10 minutes. Johnny Eblin was a loss before that. Can't really fault him too much for that. Heel hook win in the first round over Ed Ruth, and then a loss to Andre Muniz on Contender Series. And those are the only 2 losses, Eblin and Muniz. That's not too bad. The thing that keeps me off of him is the gas tank, but that's not necessarily putting me on Aguiar betting-wise. I'm definitely not going to bet him, but I do think that Aguiar, at around plus 200 isn't a horrible bet. I think that Aguiar by decision around plus 400 or a little better, I don't think that's a bad bet either. So I'm actually going to go ahead and pick the underdog Fabio Aguiar here. Obviously, I'm not betting this. I'm not telling you to bet it. I'm staying far away from this fight. But I think that Aguiar and maybe Aguiar by decision isn't a bad play here. So maybe we'll capitalize on the gas tank of Taylor Johnson. But for all we know, he's been working hard on that. Fixed it. I doubt that because we just saw him pretty recently, but let's say he did. He does have all the tools to beat Aguiar here pretty comfortably, so that's what's keeping me off Aguiar. And then the gas tank, like I said, is what's keeping me off Johnson. So, what? Screw it, guys. Let's go for the dog here and pick Fabio Aguiar in this one. Okay, so Jornel Lugo and Keith Lee. This one I'm really looking forward to. I feel like a lot of people are looking forward to this one. And Jornel Lugo, 6-0, fighting out of West Palm Beach, Florida. He's 25. He's going to have a slight reach advantage here, I think about 2.5 inches. And he's a talented prospect for sure. 5-1 amateur career. That one loss was to Ryan Hughes, who, we've seen ripping it up on Titan FC lately. He looks very promising. So that's not a horrible loss, in the amateur, get it out of the way. And then it's been smooth sailing as a pro. Nice one on Bellator over John Duma in 2019. He has 2 other Bellator wins. Cass Bell, he just beat. And I really like Jorn Lugo. His line has been, getting a lot more playable recently. He opened up at minus 200, then dropped well below minus 250, and now all the way back up at his average odds right now are minus 170. So that's very interesting. I was able to actually put him in a parlay with Archie Colgan, and I got Jorn Lugo at minus 155 there. I really liked him at that price. When he was like above minus 250, that's when I was saying, oh yeah, Keith Lee, is probably the play here. But it's gotten down to a very playable level. I know a lot of people are on Keith Lee here, and I definitely understand that. I'm going to talk about him in a second. But I actually like Jorn Lugo to get it done. So now let's talk about Keith Lee, right? So he's 7-4. The record doesn't look the best, but he's a lot better than that record indicates, in my opinion. I actually do really like Keith Lee, too. He had put together a solid 4-fight win streak before fighting Rafael Stotts. What are you going to do? Rafael Stotts is a world-class fighter, and he beat him by decision. So that's not anything to be concerned about, in my opinion. I do like what Keith Lee brings to the table. Athletic. He is fast. He's pretty powerful. I feel like Lugo's a little bit faster. I feel like Lugo's a little bit more athletic, to be honest. I just really like what I see out of Jorn Lugo. I feel like he's a really solid prospect. And I think that once it was down at around minus 155, I think there is a tiny bit of value on Lugo there. I feel like he is slightly better. I feel like he deserves to be the favorite, and for that reason, I'm going to go with Jorn Lugo here. But I definitely understand the people on Keith Lee, and some people got Keith Lee at a really good price where, clearly all the value was on him. So can't knock anybody for taking Keith Lee. I personally am going to roll with Jorn Lugo in this one. Now we're moving on to heavyweights. We got Marcelo Golm taking on Billy Big Sexy Swanson. And this is an interesting matchup here. To keep it short and sweet, I think Marcelo Golm is just gonna roll here. 8-3. He's 28, coming up against 4-1 Billy Swanson, and Golm is just. I just think he's a better mixed martial artist. He did have a run in the UFC, fighting guys like Sergey Pavlovich, Arjun Buller, and Tim Johnson. Again, yeah. Like I said, guys, this is a quick picks video. This isn't big time breakdowns or anything like that. And Golm, who was he supposed to fight originally? Let's just check. He was supposed to have fights against Rashawn Jackson, Linton Vassell, Steve Mowry, Kevin Tiller, and now he's drawn Billy Swanson on short notice. I think he's probably gonna steamroll him. So I'm going with the American Top Team product, Marcelo Golm, to get this one done here, guys. Logan, Storley, and Dante, Shiro now. Once again, let's just keep it short and sweet. Okay, Logan Storley is a minus 3,000 favorite. So Sanford MMA product, wrestler. His only loss is Yaroslav Amosov. Split decision, I might add. So yeah, that's probably about all we need to say about this one. Let's be honest. Am I telling you to bet him at minus 3,000? Hell no. But in terms of a prediction, yeah, it doesn't get much easier than this. Give me Logan Storley to get the job done here. Now that brings us to the main event of the evening. We have KONGO and Serge Herrotonov. Heavyweight bout. No, you didn't wake up in 2010. This is the real main event. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually looking forward to this one. KONGO he's 46 now, man. That's insane. Been in the game for a long time now. He's going to have a significant reach advantage. Giving up a bit of weight, usually weighs in under the limit. He did have an 8-fight win streak, including wins over Volkov, Augusto Sakai, Tim Johnson, Minikov. Had a no contest with Ryan Bader, and then lost to Tim Johnson in their rematch. Former kickboxing and Muay Thai champion, lots of titles and prestige in those areas. He does have heavy hands, good technical striker. Kind of looks more to kind of get into the Thai clinch, dirty boxing, and just kind of make you carry his weight for the whole fight. That he's found that to kind of be a little more successful than just going in for a straight striking battle. I feel like he could get in trouble doing that with Herrotonov. But KONGO, honestly looked a step slow to me lately. I really didn't think he looked great against Tim Johnson. he had his moments. That was a split decision, but I really, I think it was pretty clear for Tim Johnson. Maybe if it wasn't in Paris, we would have seen a unanimous decision there, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I just didn't think he looked great there. Haritonov, on the other hand, 5 years younger. Not that I really think it matters when like you're both in your 40s. You know what I mean? Came to Bellator in 2016. He's been 6-2 with 2 no contests during that time. His last fight on Bellator was against Linton Vassell in 2019. That was a KO loss. Just got taken down, and he can't really do anything once he's down there. I'd pick Vassell pretty comfortably over both men here nowadays, I think. I think I would feel pretty good about him over KONGO too, so that doesn't worry me too much, and I don't really think KONGO is going to take Haritonov down, really. I mean, he definitely could. I don't know if that's going to be what he does here, though. Sergey has had, one kind of lower level MMA bout and one boxing bout per year the last 2 years. He's won all 4 outings, and it was a knockout win in all 4 outings. This will be his 3rd competition of 2021 here. Obviously, he's a striker, a very good boxer. He has a heavy jab, powerful uppercut, cuts the cage off well and brings the fight. And you know what, guys? A lot of people are on KONGO. I get it. Haritonov is getting down to a level now where I feel like I don't know, it's close, but at like -110, -115 in some places, man, I kind of like Sergey Haritonov. I'm not gonna lie, I don't have any money on it yet. Maybe I'll throw something on it, but I don't know. The only official play I have as of right now, and it's like around noontime on fight day, is Jornel Lugo parlayed with Archie Colgan. But, oh, man, I kind of do like Haritonov here. Honestly, I kind of do. I'm going to ever so slightly lean towards Haritonov. Just KONGO looked a little tentative for my liking last time out. I feel like Haritonov is going to pressure him, get in his face, close the distance, and start landing those jabs. Look for those aggressive striking sequences. Yeah, I'm actually going to go with Haritonov in this one, oddly enough. So, yeah, that's going to be my picks. And those are going to be my my quick picks for Bellator 265. Obviously, like I said, guys, I got busy this week. I couldn't really put a ton of time into this video. It actually ended up being decently long, actually. I don't know if that's good or bad, but yeah, those are going to be my picks for Bellator. Just quick ones this week, guys. Next time we'll get back, to our regularly scheduled videos and all that. And thanks for bearing with me on this one. Hope everyone has a great day. Best of luck tonight, best of luck tomorrow, and hopefully last night went okay for you as well. So have a good one, guys, and I'll catch you on the next one.